Long time no see. You've gained weight, huh? That's the line he comes up with after meeting his ex-wife for the first time in 10 years. Unchanged, he continues to laugh and spout offensive words, causing me to tremble with anger. Seriously, you're really fat. At this rate, you'll never get married again. No sooner had he said that than he shockingly slapped my protruding belly. I heard something snap inside me. My name is Lucy. I'm a 32-year-old working housewife. I've been married for 6 years with no children yet. I wanted to have kids in my 20s, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. After 3 years of fertility treatments, we've yet to see results. At first, my husband was supportive and cooperative, but now that's a thing of the past. Today, like every day, he sarcastically asks, "When will I ever become a father?" The blame for not having children seems to fall on me, and his words have become increasingly barbed. Remember my friend Sean? They just had their 3rd kid? 3, can you believe it? And we haven't even had our first. His harsh gaze turned on me, he said with a malicious smirk. If you were healthy, I would have been a father by now. Why can't you even have one child? Do you even feel a bit guilty towards me? His words pierce my heart like thorns. Our marriage, once happy, has deteriorated beyond recognition. At first, I could laugh off his sarcasm, but after 3 years, it's become too much to bear. Sometimes, I think it would be better to just give up on having children. But even if I feel that way, my husband and his family won't allow it. My mother keeps asking about an heir. What are we going to do? Are we really going to be the ones to end the family line? Your brother has kids. His are all girls, that's no good. Even if we were blessed with a child, it might not be a boy. Worry about that after you get pregnant. What if it's a girl? Will he say she's unwanted? His recent behavior is unbearable, and I fear how he would treat a daughter. I want children, but is it right to have them with such a man? My doubts only grow. The rift between us deepens. I even start to wonder what I saw in him. You should be grateful I married someone who can't even have kids. If you appreciate me, give me more money. The allowance you give me is never enough. I go out more because I can't stand to see your face, so take responsibility and pay up. I don't have that kind of money. You take all your salary except for rent and utilities for yourself. I need money for living expenses and treatment. Kids aren't happening anyway. Stop wasting money on treatment. His verbal abuse makes me question why I even want children. Then, one day, a decisive event happens. Oh, it's positive. I'm pregnant. Seeing the positive result for the first time, I burst into tears. I hurriedly reported to my husband. Pregnant? Well, that took long enough. His cold response disappoints me, but at that moment, it didn't matter. I was overjoyed. Maybe this could change my husband. Maybe he could return to the kind man he once was. Perhaps we could build a happy, bright family with our child. My heart shone with hope for the future. But that hope quickly plunged into darkness. Unfortunately, the doctor's words echoed emptily in the examination room. The baby didn't make it. The heartbeat had stopped. I reported this to my husband, barely able to breathe. He coldly said, "Figures. No child would want to come to you. A husband who doesn't comfort me. A husband who blames me. A husband who doesn't care about me. What's the point of being with such a person? Isn't it a waste of life?" That's what I started to think. A while after the baby returned to heaven, I received a call from my mother-in-law. As soon as I answered, still not recovered, she shouted, "Lucy, it's so sad that my son married someone like you. Divorce him immediately. He's really a kind person and can't say it, but he wants to divorce you. Why does such a sweet child have to suffer and struggle because of you? Please don't tie him down anymore. Kind, who? Suffering, who? I'm the one suffering, grieving, crying. I'm the only one shedding tears. My husband showed no emotion when we had a child or when we lost it. He only threw cold words at me. Yet, why must I be spoken to like this? Why am I made out to be the bad one? I had reached my limit. Let's get a divorce. I brought it up that night, and the divorce happened uneventfully. He didn't protest. Probably he had said something to his mother. That's why she called. How can he say such cruel things so easily, yet not bring himself to make big decisions? What did I ever see in that man? Those were my words right after the divorce was finalized. I gently touched my stomach. Come back again. My whisper went unheard. Then everything happened so fast. A quick 10 years. Life really has its ups and downs. I wouldn't have experienced so much if I hadn't divorced my ex-husband. The emotional wounds he gave me were deep, but after 10 years, they healed completely. And just as I had completely forgotten about my ex-husband, one day, a colleague announced her marriage. Congratulations! Thank you. And Lucy, I really want you, as a senior colleague, to attend the wedding. Of course, I'd be happy to. Work is busy, but fulfilling. After 10 years, I have juniors and subordinates. Sarah has been my longest-serving junior. In a company where many young people leave quickly, Sarah persevered. Our company, though initially low-paying, offers significant raises to those who stay. It's a company that favors long-term employees. I worked hard because it's the job I wanted. As a result, Sarah and I have stayed long, and I believe we will continue to be good senior and junior colleagues, comrades in arms. There's no reason to decline the invitation to Sarah's wedding, is there? So, Sarah is finally getting married, huh? Hey heck yes! I met him through a friend and we hit it off right away. What does he do for work? It was just a casual question, not meant to pry. Just a bit of small talk. But when Sarah mentioned his profession, I was startled. It was similar to what my ex-husband used to do. It's not an unusual job per se, but being specialized in sign design is not exactly common either. Still, it's not like it's the only job of its kind in the world. No way, I thought, dismissing the notion of coincidence. But sometimes, coincidences are indeed inevitable. Ah, I muttered unintentionally. Huh? The puzzled face of my counterpart. When I arrived at Sarah's wedding venue, I saw the last person I wanted to meet in this world at the reception. Eck, an involuntary sigh escaped me. What's with that reaction? Uck, that's how you greet me after so long. Well, it's natural to react like that when you see someone like you. Saying that, I held my forehead. The person at the reception, whom I bumped into, was undoubtedly my ex-husband, aged but recognizable. Humph, what a coincidence. His words made my head ache at the thought of such a dreadful coincidence. Yo, long time no see. I really wanted to turn around and leave, but it was my dear junior's wedding, so leaving was not an option. I forced a smile and exchanged pleasantries. Hold it together, Lucy. Be the adult here. I mentally braced myself. I knew showing any disturbance here would give this man the wrong idea. What's up? Why so tense? Though, don't tell me you still have feelings for me. See, I knew he would misunderstand, or rather, be so self-centered. It turned out just as I expected. Despite my obvious discomfort, he kept blabbering on. Ah, well, can't blame you. After all, you were so desperate to have my child. I'm still single, so I'm not rejecting anyone, but you know, give up already. A woman in her 40s is a bit much for me. You're in your 40s too, you know. I retorted without thinking. But he just chuckled. I'm a charming, dashing man in my prime. What is he even talking about? He's oblivious to my cold stare, fussing over his thinning hair and striking a pose. Really, what is he doing? I was about to finish at the reception and head to my seat when he grabbed my arm. Hey, let go. Wait, it's been a while since we met. Let you talk at least. No, thank you. What does he mean, let you talk? Who asked for that? I don't want to talk to you, not even a single word more. But it seems my rejection doesn't reach him. You've really aged, and gained some weight too, haven't you? What is this guy even saying? You know, being fat in your 40s, you're really finished, aren't you? That's none of your business. At this rate, your future looks bleak. You'll never get married again. Excuse me. Mind your own business. I was about to lose my temper and say something, but my ex-husband beat me to it. And look at this belly. What's with this? It's too much. Tuck it in a bit. Right after he shouted, he went so far as to slap my belly. I probably was the only one to hear something snap inside. Because something in me had just broken. What? What did you say? I said, stop joking around, you balding, gray-haired, pot-bellied man. I completely lost it. I didn't care where I was anymore. If I didn't let it out now, I'd surely regret it. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself for holding back. What? My hair and belly have nothing to do with this. They do. You're the one talking about aging, calling me an old lady, fat, and all. Have you even looked at yourself in the mirror? Too many wrinkles, almost all gray hair, and your scalp is so visible, it's like a barcode. Do you want me to scan it with my phone? What? My ex-husband suddenly grabbed his head. Doing so only highlighted his big belly, even visible through his suit. I pointed at it sharply and yelled, that. And that belly. What's with that belly? It's not even 3 layers, more like 4, 5. Are you installing stairs on your belly? Should I find a woman in high heels to step on it? Unfortunately, I was wearing flat shoes today. So I inadvertently checked the heels of the receptionist. Probably Sarah's friend. She was trying desperately to hold back her laughter, her shoulders shaking. No, on closer look, it's not even layered. Your belly's hanging over your belt. Are you an aspiring sumo wrestler or something? I really wanted to slap that belly. Give him a good sumo stomp. But I believe it's not right to lay hands on someone just because they did it to you. Besides, I wouldn't want to touch his belly even if he begged me. After my tirade, I was panting, and people started gathering around. But I wasn't embarrassed at this point. Lucy, what happened? Rushing over was today's star, my junior, Sarah. A man was with her. Sarah was still in the preparation phase. Her makeup and hair were done, but she was still in casual clothes. And the man beside her must be Sarah's groom. I recognized his face from the photo she showed me the other day. I'm sorry. I apologized first for causing a scene, and Sarah blinked in confusion. I just had a bit of a disagreement with my ex-husband from 10 years ago. What? This man is your ex-husband. It's no surprise she didn't know. Sarah has only been with the company for 6 years. She knows I divorced 10 years ago, but I never showed her a picture of my ex-husband. I never thought my ex-husband would be working at the same company as Sarah's partner. Haha, what a coincidence. Yeah, it is. Sarah seemed bewildered by the situation. I tried to laugh it off, but I felt terribly awkward. Just then, the man next to Sarah spoke up. Are you Lucy, Sarah's senior colleague I've heard about? Did one of our guests cause some trouble? Oh, well, various things. In response, my ex-husband arrogantly retorted, Humph. It's not a big deal. I just told the truth. Annoyed by his attitude, I blurted out, "You made fun of me, and you slapped my stomach. That protruding belly of yours is just perfect for a punching bag. What did you say?" I clenched my fist, tempted to punch his stomach. But then came a voice saying, "Wait, please." It was the groom. "He slapped your stomach?" "Your stomach?" "This man slapped it," Sarah asked in shock. Both of them looked at me and my ex-husband, surprised. My ex-husband, unabashedly, snorted and said, "Yeah, I slapped it." Sarah, wide-eyed, protested. "How could you? Lucy is. What's wrong with it? I dumped her, and she's just an old, fat woman who couldn't remarry. What value does her belly have other than to be punched? Wow, what a despicable person. A real lowlife is here." It was just when I was feeling dizzy from his awful remarks. "Lucy, what's going on?" Another character enters the scene. A new voice joins in. I turned around, and there stood a man holding a young girl in his arms. "Who are you? Why are you talking to my wife so familiarly? When were you ever back to being his wife?" In contrast to my shock, the man calmly said, "Your wife? What a coincidence. She's my wife too." Huh? My ex-husband looked completely baffled by the sudden declaration. Ignoring him, the man set the child down, took her hand, and both approached me. "Lucy, are you okay? Who is this person?" I uncomfortably answered. "He's my ex-husband." "Ah, I remember there was someone like that. He was saying stuff like I've aged, got fat, and that I still have feelings for him. Creepy things." Really, at that moment, the atmosphere turned icy cold. Like, seriously, it felt like winter just arrived. The man was emitting a chill. Scary. He slowly turned to look at my ex-husband. I couldn't see his face well, but he probably had a terrifying smile. My ex-husband shivered, so I could tell. "Do you have any business with her?" When asked, my ex-husband, intimidated yet trying to be tough, said, "What's it to you? It's none of your business. It does concern me. After all, I am her husband." "What? Indeed. The man is my current husband." Husband? Your husband, Lucy? You remarried." "I never said I didn't." I nodded emphatically when asked, looking surprised. "And the little girl my husband is holding hands with is undoubtedly our daughter." "What? You had a child?" Yes. After divorcing you and getting stress-free, I got married to him and we were blessed with a child right away." "Really?" "Absolutely. Yes, life is full of surprises. You never know what might happen. I never imagined I would remarry and have a child so quickly after divorcing my ex-husband 5 years ago." And I stroked my belly. "And now, there's a new life growing inside me. I'm well into the safe period, and it's getting quite big. I've been eating more, so yes, I admit I have gained weight. But it's rare to find a pregnant woman who doesn't gain weight." "What? You're having 2 kids?" As he stood there, dumbfounded, I gave him a sly, dark smile. "Yes, that's right. 2 children. And the second one is in the belly you just hit, remember?" That's..." While I wore a darkly amused smile, my husband, equally frosty and chilling, stepped forward. Lucy's ex-husband. "Eep, did you need something from my beloved wife and our precious unborn child?" What were you doing to my adorable, lovely, amazing, super lovable wife and child, huh?" "I'm sorry, really sorry." It's pretty embarrassing to hear him say those things out loud. My ex-husband knelt down in front of me as I chuckled dryly. But the situation wasn't over yet. Another person stepped forward in front of the kneeling ex-husband. It was the groom. "You should leave now." "What?" Surprised, he looked up. "I invited you because you're a subordinate, but I never expected you to say such demeaning things. And you hit a pregnant woman's belly? I didn't know. Even if you didn't know who hits a woman's belly, get out now. Your presence is a disgrace to our company. Eek, I'm so sorry. The groom's rebuke finally made my ex-husband cry, and he dashed out of the venue. Sarah later explained that the groom was actually my ex-husband's boss. It's a merit-based world. Age doesn't matter, he said with a laugh. I had mistakenly assumed my ex-husband was the boss due to his age. Were you okay? My husband asked, gently stroking my belly with a concerned look. It was a good thing I came along. Though it was safe, we couldn't predict what might happen, so my husband and daughter were waiting at the cafe inside the venue. I hadn't expected such a turn of events, but it turned out for the best. Later, I attended Sarah's wedding without any more issues. Seeing her so happy made me very happy too. Afterward, I heard from Sarah that my ex-husband was demoted. His actions in front of many company colleagues nearly got him fired, but he ended up with a demotion instead. He was sent to a remote branch office with no one else around, in a rural area full of elderly people. Why would a design company have a branch there? I wondered, but decided not to dwell on it. My ex-husband was reportedly spending his days doing almost nothing, on a meager salary. He's probably getting balder, grayer, and even more out of shape by the day. As for me, I felt relieved to have finally said everything I wanted to my ex-husband, leaving my past self behind. In a worry-free state, I gave birth to our child. 10 years ago, I never thought I'd be blessed with 2 children. Life is indeed unpredictable. I'm glad I didn't give up when I thought it was all over, looking lovingly at the precious being sleeping soundly in my arms. Mommy, you did great. I thought I heard the voice of this child who shouldn't be speaking.